welcome to Skye's Sweaty Record Review, episode 42. I don't know. So, I actually recorded this video last night, but the file got corrupted, or I don't know what it was, but I couldn't upload it online. So this is a little bit of a different episode. Now this is the only new music review show hosted by a French professor who immediately gets off an elliptical. So usually it's just a one-pass listen. And that's the only way that I ever review a video. It's just I listen to it once and then I review it. So that's what I did. And I still have my notes from that first listen, right? But then I kept listening to the album that I'm going to talk about, Friends Keep Secrets by Benny Blanco, and I developed way more opinions of it. So this is an experiment. This is not quite the immediate reaction. This is sort of like an immediate reaction with more thought, because I've done nothing but listen to this album since I listened to it the first time. Spoiler alert, I like it a lot. Okay, so let's get into this. The first question I asked myself when I was reviewing this is, what is Benny Blanco? Is Benny Blanco a person? Is he a company? Is he a studio? I didn't know. I've heard the name Benny Blanco many times over the last couple of years, but I've never understood what it was that he did or it was. It turns out it's a producer, and he's a mega producer. But he's not really a mega producer. He's a mega co-producer. Like when you think about some of the biggest hits of the last decade, his name is on there, but it's not his name alone. A great example is TikTok by Kesha, which was also mainly produced by that creep Dr. Luke. Or Dynamite by Tayo Cruz, which was mainly produced by Max Martin, the Swedish superstar. By the way, I would say that Dynamite is like just an amazing song. I love that song. Anyways, so he's a really amazing producer or co-producer of pop hits. So that seemed like that was one area where Benny Blanco was. And then the other thing is that I remember his name from the credits of Kids See Ghosts. So Kids See Ghost was one of Kanye's 5 EPs. This is the one he released with Kid Cudi. It's my favorite of the 5 EPs that he released. It may be my favorite album of the year, although I didn't review it because it was before I started the show. And Benny Blanco produced the song, let's see, what was it? Reborn with Kid Cudi, which is one of the great, really weird songs on the album. And Feel the Love, which is another really weird song on the album. So that's a lot of really weirdness from Benny Blanco. Right? I mean, I don't know if you know Feel the Love, but it's like it's got lots of really aggressive production. But again, I don't know who Benny Blanco is. He's one of like 5 producers on there, along with Kanye and other people. Same thing with Reborn, which really just sounds like a standard Kid Cudi song. So what is he? What does he do? What is this album going to be? Well, it starts off not that promising. Okay, it starts off with this song. It's kind of well produced, kind of Spanishy, kind of dance hall pop song about meeting on the East Side. Okay, and I'm like, okay, it's just so this is it. It's just going to be a pop song, and then the next track is like a sort of trap pop song. So it's like a new genre, where it's like the trappings. Ooh, bad pun. The trappings of hip hop. Trap hip hop, like the Ricky Ticky snare and the high bass mixed in with pop vocals. And as I started listening to the album, I started to realize there's a lot more weirdness going on. So I was like, wait a minute. And then I looked at the cover. I was like, this looks just like the cover for Kids See Ghosts. So if you look at the Kanye and Kid Cudi cover, all right, this is what that looks like, all right? And then here is what Benny Blanco released. Right? I mean, squint your eyes. It looks basically the same, doesn't it? Same color matching, the sort of like the movement through the image. Plus, Kids See Ghosts, 3 words. Friends Keep Secrets, 3 words. It feels to me like perhaps this is trying to be almost like a sequel to Kids See Ghosts. And that becomes clear as you listen to the entire album. Much like Kids See Ghosts, it's a weird mixture of things that are poppy and things that are just bizarre, brave, bold production. And you see that with the second song, Roses. So Roses is I don't know. So this is a thing that's my opinion changed since listening to it yesterday. Yesterday I heard it, I'm like, okay, that's a fine song. Now I love this song. It's sung by someone named Juice World. Like, I'd like to buy a vowel. So Juice World, WRLD, is this guy who, I guess he's out of Chicago, and, you know, you can tell by his name, he's sort of, I guess, really into drinking cough syrup. But this song is like an amazing example. First of all, it's another example of sad groupie rock. The song is mostly about how sad he is that he keeps sleeping with other women. Except that in this, it's in relationship to heartbreak. And he's just, you know, I don't want to sleep with all these women, but I am, and I have all this money, and I'm rich, and people like me, but I'm sad. Which is sort of the new trend in hip-hop. This really intimate, personal, like, I'm really sad. I'm a really sad person. And all of these things that I do don't make me happy. They don't make me happy at all. I'm still really sad. I'm going to keep doing those things. I'm going to keep doing all the drugs and the women and the sex and the money and the Murcielago and all that stuff. But I'm really sad inside. Huh. Where'd that come from? Once again, we feel Kanye's influence, the ability to open up and talk about these things and be depressed on a track where you talk about how rich you are. It's an amazingly catchy song. I'm still on Roses. What a great song. The way that it's sung, you know, roses are red, violets are blue, my heart is dead, I'm such a fool. I mean, really emo. Like, it's actually secretly an emo song. So it's like a 13-year-old is writing in his or her diary, like, roses are red, violets are blue, my heart is dead. It's so funny. And then it's underlined by the fact that Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco comes in and sings the second half. I mean, like, this crooner who's known for some of his more emotional lyrics comes in and supports it. And that's where it became clear to me this album is something special. The first track was okay, but here you have some weird cough syrup rapper singing through his emotional turmoil, and then comes in this pop crooner dude who sings along, and then they kind of harmonize at the end. It's an amazing effect. Really, stamp, 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 stamp on this one. It is an absolute wonderful pop song. And part of what makes it so wonderful is that it's not afraid to get really, really weird. It's a really weird song. And again, that's why I feel it fits in with this Kids See Ghosts continuity. Oh, another one of my favorite lines from that is, he talks about how sad he is and all these things. At some point he says, "No father, I'm a bastard." So you're like, oh, wow, you really feel for him. And then he goes, "At least I'm a rich one," which reminded me of Will Arnett as Batman in the Lego movie, because that's the end of the song. You know, like, darkness, I'm sad, parents are dead, super rich, kind of makes it better. Anyways, I don't know if it does make it better. So in this song, you know, heartbreak is such a passion. Heartbreak music is such a passion. That's what he sings. Is the beginning of what I consider to be a little mini album within this short EP. There are these 3 tracks. It goes Roses, Just for Fun, Part 2, and then I Found You. These 3 songs all together. And I think that you can see the richness of this album through these 3. Just For Us is this really, really weird song. Lots of major cutouts in the middle, like complete silence. Like Benny, what are you making music? Is there music happening here? It's not clear who's singing. It sounds exactly like Justin Vernon, Bon Iver, when he appears on rap albums. Which, of course, Kanye's the one to do that. It sounds very Kanye-ish, with this sort of emotional singing, and then like sound gets really big and then cuts out. And it's really intense. It's a short, like 2-minute song. And so you got this Roses, which is super sad, and then this Just for Fun, and then you go into this song, I Found You. And this is with another one of these producers. I'm like, who is this guy? Calvin Harris. I don't know who he is. All I know is that he produced another one of my favorite songs of the last decade, We Fell in Love in a Hopeless Place, or whatever it is by Rihanna. I mean, it's hard to describe how much I love that song. And I know that he had something to do with that. And so I was excited to hear this. And this song is one where I started, I was like, not great. But the more it kept going, I just realized it's just a pure, wonderful, upbeat, cleanly sung. It's the only song with no weirdness in it. It's just nicely produced. It's excellent if you're on the elliptical. I was going really fast during this one. It's almost like a house track. Like it sounds like house music, except, there's full lyrics all the way through. It's just excellent. I'm going through track by track because after having listened to it more, I realize it's a very cohesive album. There's the song called Better to Lie, which is, I don't know, with more people I don't know. Jesse and Sway Lee, I don't know who they are, but there's like guitar in it and like really emo. Like, you can hate me, I don't mind. He talks about therapy being worth it. I'll get more of that later. Then next is this weird, actually no, I'm going to get to it now. Because he talks in this song about therapy being worth it. And these are the actual lyrics. Go to therapy, take care of me, go to therapy once a week. It's not cheap, but I'd rather pay the fee than cheat on you. So like, whoa, there's a lot packed into that idea, that he's going to therapy to not cheat on his girlfriend. And this is where I listened to the album the first time and I reviewed it. And then I listened to it a third and fourth time. And I had kind of like a sixth sense moment where I'm like, wait a minute. There is a cohesive line through the entire album. I'll get to that at the very end. The next track is super bizarre. I keep saying that, but it really is. It's called More / Diamond Ring. So it starts off with Ty Dolla $ign, who appeared a lot with Kanye over the summer as well. I love Ty Dolla $ign when he appears on other people's stuff. I listened to one of his albums once. Terrible. It's like this weird song where he's trying to get a woman to agree to be with another woman and him at the same time. It doesn't really fit thematically with the album, except the chorus. You're all I need, but sometimes I need more. And then, in a weird modular way, it shifts and becomes a song by Six Lack, by Black, someone I reviewed a long time ago. And here he's talking about the need and pressure to get married. The album ends with Break My Heart, which is a crooner pop song, just a crooner singing perfectly well. And then the chorus, it goes off the rails. It goes completely nuts. I have no idea what goes on here. Like, this guy can sing perfectly, multiple registers, but then all this auto-tune is pushed on. Thank you, Kanye. All this auto-tune is pushed on, not because it's needed, but because it's interesting to the ear. And all of a sudden he takes the voices and drops it low, like break my heart, and all these weird sounds go off on your other ear. And all around, it's completely bizarre, but yet cohesive. Which is again how I feel like it can be seen as a follow-up in a way to Kids See Ghosts. And then it all becomes clear. The crystallizing moments happens at the end, at the moment that seems the weirdest and least probable. This very short album ends with a 3-minute monologue by some woman talking about how when she was younger, she pressured a man to marry her. She wanted kids, she wanted a family, she wanted to stop moving around. And that she regrets it. And that when you're young and you're in love, you think that your passion and your love can change somebody, but it really can't. People are who they are. And she's a heartbroken, lonely person who was fooled by young love. Then I listened to it a second time, and that's where I realized Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. The first track makes direct reference to somebody who's 17 and then 23 in a dead-end job and getting married. The song Roses at the very end ends up being all about this like weird pressured relationship and why did it break apart. Just for fun, it's not really clear what it is, but it fits thematically. Only the Calvin Harris song doesn't fit within any of this because that's just an upbeat love song. But then it comes back Better to Lie, and it becomes clear that this maybe is all about one single relationship. Diamonds and needing more, and the diamond ring in that second to last track all comes together till you realize this is a cohesive album. It's about young love dying, and it's produced really well. And I couldn't really even tell that that's what it was about the whole time, up until I listened to it multiple times. So, I would say this is my suggestion, Sweatpants. Listen to this album, Friends Keep Secrets, and then listen to Kids See Ghosts. They're 20 minutes each, and they fit really nicely. One is, I mean, Kids See Ghosts is a masterpiece, I think, way above Friends Keep Secrets, but still, they fit nicely together as producers who are stretching the limits of normality in interesting and innovative ways. The last thing I will say is I did want to make a comment about people at the gym. I was waiting for my machine, and the guy who was trying to clean it first, and the guy who was using it before me, I call him the detailer, because he was like he was detailing a car. He like cleaned every single bit, and I don't care. I don't just wipe it and then go. And it took him like 3 or 4 minutes. He had to go back and get the spray bottle. So anyways, maybe you go to the gym and you know that character too, the detailer. All right, for the trivia, what monster is Skye hiding under the table? Geiger's alien. There you go. All right, hopefully this video will go. Thank you so much, the 51 of you who subscribe. And as always, there's the camera. Oh, the 3 words for this album? Young love dies. Oh, geez, that's sad. But you know what? It's okay, because there's old love too.